Today's topic is very personal for me. I was an immigrant, and I was an entrepreneur who helped start Aspect Communications. Aspect is a company headquartered in Massachusetts that launched a successful IPO and that today employs over 2,000 people. And I'm now a venture capitalist with Canaan Partners in California, helping other entrepreneurs start new companies. I was born in India to parents who wanted a better life for our family. We were unable to come to the U.S., so they chose Canada, where I moved when I was 10 years old. After getting my undergraduate degree, I came to the U.S. to finish my studies. Upon graduating, I had a job opportunity at a California-based telecom company, but they were unable to secure a visa for me. Thus, I reluctantly returned to Canada for 3 years and eventually received an H-1 visa in 1983 and came back. While at this company, I had ideas for startup companies, but like many immigrants with entrepreneurial aspirations, I was unable to leave my employer without putting my visa status at risk. It was only after I received my green card that I was able to leave my employer and help to launch my startup. At my venture capital firm, 1 in 4 companies we have invested in has an immigrant as part of the founding team. These founders hail from places like Russia, France, Iran, India, Germany, just to name a few. Collectively, they have contributed to literally thousands of jobs created by our firm's portfolio. I would like to thank the chairman, Congresswoman Lofgren, and the committee for recognizing that a startup visa category is vital to our country's future, as it addresses 2 elements that have been critical in driving U.S. job creation: venture-backed startup companies and immigrant entrepreneurs. We've heard a lot of statistics here today on the benefit that immigrant entrepreneurs have contributed. I'll just add one more. Companies that were founded with venture capital accounted for 12 million jobs and over $3 trillion in revenues in the U.S. in 2010. That equals 11% of private U.S. employment and 21% of our country's GDP. Unfortunately, America is at high risk for losing immigrant entrepreneurs to foreign countries. Our legal immigration policies have essentially sent a message to these talented people that we do not want them here. While the opportunity for starting a company in the U.S. remains far superior to any other country, options overseas are improving as governments realize the power of startups in their economies. Whereas 10 years ago, America was the only choice, it has now become one of many choices, even though it's one of the first choices. And for a growing group of immigrants, America is not a choice at all. For me and many other immigrant entrepreneurs, the H-1B visa is not a viable path for starting a company here. Entrepreneurs who are truly serious about building a new company must engage in that endeavor full-time. Creating a startup visa category for foreign-born company founders would not only welcome the best and the brightest to our shores, but it would do so in a way that could be well managed and monitored if we consider a few parameters. Several proposals on this topic include threshold investment level as one parameter the entrepreneur must meet. In setting any threshold, it's important to understand that the cost of getting off the ground for technology companies has fallen considerably in recent years. Before pursuing venture capital investment, entrepreneurs today often seek much lower levels of funding support from angel investors. Yet these lower levels of seed funding do not in any way impact the promise of exponential growth for their companies. The required first round of funding for any startup visa should be set at a level to include the founders of these type of seed stage companies. Additionally, the ongoing monitoring of the entrepreneur's progress required for permanent residency must account for the high-risk nature of these companies. In the venture capital world, setbacks are a way of life on the path to ultimate success. So while we fully support the establishment of a monitoring process, it should allow for reasonable flexibility so company founders can learn lessons, regroup, and refocus when conditions change or new opportunities arise. I speak on behalf of myself and other immigrant entrepreneurs when I express how lucky we were to be given the opportunity to found and fund companies here in the U.S. But luck shouldn't have anything to do with it. America should not just be allowing these individuals to come to our country, we should be welcoming all of them.